Even the YouTube also wants me, and I also want the YouTube. Okay. All right, I'm live on YouTube. Let me send this. Yes, we are live on YouTube. So we were talking about the dollar. Something interesting is happening to the dollar, and we need to be on the lookout. Something interesting is happening to the dollar. So something interesting is happening to the dollar. So thank you for your patience. So something interesting is happening to the dollar. This trend line is from 2008 up to 2026. So those are how many years? Those are almost 20 years. Those are 18 years. Okay? 18 good years. 18 good years. When we look from this other side, we have a trend line, this trend line touch. Okay, we were saying for a trend line to be viable, the trend line must at least touch three viable tops. It must touch 3 times. For example, this one has touched. Let me show you this one. So it has touched here. Before we discuss yesterday's market was also very interesting, and most of our targets hit. Imagine. And maybe you never even took advantage. You can see some people are throwing in likes because they know yesterday the levels we had said they are going to touch, they touched. So we are having, as everyone is panicking about the market, we know that this market is rigged. So we played the way the big boys played. We are incorporating some spice of our own. So this is a trend line touch. It has not touched much, but so now we have our DXY here. We have our DXY. We want to know and these are 20-year trend lines. So this is my analysis now. Okay, this is my analysis of always in these streams. You'll never hear me telling you we have to go in right away. No. I will never tell you we are going in right away. We cannot do that. In all my streams, I will tell you we wait, because when we wait, we get more confirmation. Okay, so this is something we shall follow up for the whole year, no, for this whole month. So what is our confirmation? Once price crosses, sorry for that. So once price closes below and then comes and retests this level, there's a possibility we could be headed to lower levels, possibly 89, possibly 80, because all these are areas of liquidity. Okay, but now we are hanging in there. We want to know what does price want to do. But the good thing is we shall be there. Historically, the dollar has been touching this area, has been touching this trend line, and then it bounces off this trend line. It forms a bullish. So if it fails to close below this level, it will form a strong bullish candle like this one here. Like this one, it has to form that bullish candle for us to know. Okay, because we have to explain this using all scenarios. So for us to consider a buy, it has to form such a candle. So a green candle and a bull candle. So it has to form a strong bullish OB. If it does not do that, that is, if the next candle does not form a bigger candle than this one, and it is a black candle, then we have to know that now the next signal we shall be waiting for is price closing below this level, preferably with a strong Marubozu candle, close below this level, then we get entries to the downside. Either way, we have to prepare for both scenarios. Okay, we are at very critical moments in history, so we have to watch out for that also. So when you go to the 1 week time frame, now that is the DXY. When you go to the weekly time frame, you will find this mighty strong order block. It was a very strong area, by the way. It has never been previously tested, but now here we are. Can even put the candles here. Okay, so it is having a rejection right now. Let's see the 1 day time frame. So this point we are in right now is very critical, very critical. So what will be the confirmation? But in the daily time frame, I can see this candle has closed below. So could that be a confirmation? Anyway, we don't need to know where price is going. We just need to, well, we need to have a bias. We need to have a bias. So in the 4 hour, but in the daily time frame, this price has closed below this level. So to me, it seems that we are already in a sell. Okay, it seems that we are in a sell. But the sell, we have to confirm the sell first. So maybe wait until that level, or wait until it fills this gap, because this gap has to be filled. You have to fill this gap, whether you like it or not. Okay. So this is Monday, this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's check GBPUSD. GBPUSD. So GBPUSD has tapped into our zone, our Fibonacci zone. Yesterday it tried touching into that zone, but it was unable. But today it has come and touched that zone. I'm not sure why price has been refusing to buy from yesterday, just consolidating. So I'm thinking that if price can close above, if it closes above that level, because technically we are already inside our sweet spot zone, So if price can break above this level, then we can find our way to the top. And same case for Euro USD. Euro USD, the most interesting thing is that it is still hovering around this 70% level. It is still hovering around that level. It has refused to come and totally refused to come and fill to it has refused to give us those 158 pips. Why? I don't know. So even for Euro USD, the only way we can be going up is if we see a shift in momentum. And again, we have also formed what we call a Judas swing for today. So we say this is a so this is the way it should be. So accumulation, then manipulation, then break of market structure, and entry into FVG, then we find our way up. But if it does not do that, if there is nothing to fill down here, our next entry is usually that level. And if you remember on Friday, last Friday was a very sad day, by the way. Last Friday, if you remember last Friday, so last Friday, if you were in the live session, I told you I wanted price to come in to this level because sometimes I fear Fridays. Fridays, sometimes Fridays are the weekend and everyone is in the mood of weekends. So that same mood is reflected into the markets because the other person on the other end is also a trader. So liquidity might not be very strong. So on Friday, what happened is that normally my entries, I wish my entries would always come to 70%. That is always my wish, my best wish, my everyday wish. I wish all my trades I placed, in fact I wish, in fact I have a lot of wishes, but my wish in the market is that whenever I draw a low and a high, price will always get to my sweet spot. But price does not always do that. So sometimes it gives you other entries, which if you're not careful, you will not see those entries. Okay? And that entry mainly is that entry for mitigation block entry, because that is an entry on its own. Okay, so price on Thursday 22nd came and broke these previous highs which we had talked about for so long. If you are in last week's sessions, you remember those highs which we were talking about, and we thought price is going to continue selling and selling and selling, but eventually price came and broke this level. Let me enlarge my screen, so now you can see my screen clearly. So price came and closed above this level, they tested this level, and then on that day I took a trade. I was anticipating that price was going to get here, but price never did that. Instead, price just broke above and then continued. So what I'm trying to tell you from this is that on Fridays it seems that on Fridays we usually we are starting to have the long moves. So if price will want, it will confirm to us whether we are going upwards like this. So if it confirms, it will be a nice thing. Otherwise, I'm waiting for a consolidation for the whole day, because ideally we are just trying to take advantage of this Tuesday's move, using my simple system that this is the our low of the week. Okay, our low of the week, and our low of the week, our first major move already happened. Okay, so now we are anticipating our second move, which comes from Thursday. Now yesterday it just tipped a bit, but it never got inside. It never got inside our sweet spot. But today morning, it has created a beautiful Judah swing. The Judah swing has come and wicked inside our price. Now we want to know whether this is a joke or not. Is not a joke. By that simple confirmation, when we get that simple confirmation, we can know and we can ascertain that we are going up. Okay. After all, I don't know that we have news today. I'm not sure whether we have news today. Let's see. What? We have news today. So price might be anticipating for New York Open. So price might be anticipating for the New York Open. That is why it is slow. But my overall bias for today is that we are buying based on the higher time frame, like the day time frame. So I guess my general bias about the market is the dollar will continue weakening. It is not good to stand in the fences. If you have a bias, you stand with the bias, like a real G. Now, if price breaks these levels, because it is not a must that price will do what price wants. So it's not a must we do this. Okay, it is not a must. Put that in your mind. It is not a must, so that when you see me changing my views in an instant, you will not start wondering. Okay, so it's not a must. So if price breaks this level and closes below, okay, our second best next entry will have to be from this low to this high. Our second best entry will be from this low of 18th January to this high of 27th January. So remember, I'm trying to tune you in for the next month, because we are already in the next month, and as traders we have to always be ahead. We have to be building scenarios. This is the only field where overthinking is allowed. No, not overthinking. Yes, overthinking when you are building scenarios, different scenarios, but you remove thinking when it is time to execute. You execute like a man with an axe. So if price gets to this, let me clear all these drawings because they are confusing you for nothing and confusing me. So if we have said if price closes below this level, and we shall know that by maybe Monday we shall be here again. So there's a possibility that we could get to this level in several days. I don't know how many days, but several days. So these are daily sweet spots. Remember, these trades we are planning are traps we are trying to set for the market. Okay? Now, there are two. First, price may come to this level. Okay? It may come to retest this level. This month, not any other month. And I'll explain to you why this month. So if it closes energetically below, our next position to look at is this level. Okay, let me expand it in the daily time frame. Now looking at it from the daily perspective, I wish for it to come to this level, and as I've said, I wish. If all my wishes came true, I don't know whether I will even be happy. So there is that element of uncertainty we should all appreciate in the markets. So I will wish that price, if it was to break this level, for price to come to this level, this is the best zone for us to get in for a buy. I told you we are looking for discounts every day, all day, every hour. We are looking for discounts in these markets, and we have to get these discounts. So this is the best. So this might take maybe 2 weeks, and when price comes to this level, it will form what we call a low of the month. And when it forms a low of the month, Now that becomes now a stepping stone for a buy. So we just don't buy. We just don't buy. Okay? We just don't buy. If we look at gold, let me show you gold. What gold does is that there will always be a retest. Okay? So gold, when we backtest it a bit, we'll see, because we also have to prepare for gold this coming month. We have to eat something from gold, whether we like it or not. We have to be there. We just have to, but it is very volatile right now, so you have to protect your capital as much as you are looking to get the profit. So gold, we begin with gold on December 25. So on December 25, gold created a very bearish scenario. Okay? But as soon as this area was violated by price, this level became a mitigation block. Now the only thing we are waiting for gold is to come and then mitigate this level. And it did that very beautifully before it proceeded to continue buying. Okay? Then we came and created a new high here, which has now been mitigated at this level. Okay? So now we have a new high here. So now we have a new high. We have a new high which is not yet mitigated here. So this high. So price tried to mitigate it yesterday because this high, as everybody is saying that gold is wiping out the 3 trillion, I don't know what worth of assets. As a technical trader, you know this is not anything new. Gold has to take a breather. It has always been doing that from these scenarios, from these other scenarios here. So my bold bet right now is at the level we are with gold. Remember, this is a bold bet. So at the level we are with gold, it could be a good place to buy, to take a buy. But the problem is it is extremely volatile right now. Extremely, not just volatile. Huh? So I'm telling you, gold right now is extremely volatile. And you have to be careful, by the way. It is not just all games. You have to be careful with gold right now. Okay? So my anticipation is that at this level it is going to do what? To find its way up. But not until we break these barriers. We break those barriers. and we get to the money. That is the only way we can get in on gold. You have to break these barriers, and they have to be clearly broken. When they are clearly broken, you can look for an entry up. Otherwise, so let me take the 4 hour. I show you otherwise. If it wants to take a strong breather, we'll have to take this low and this high. Why this low? Because this low is a mitigated low. It is one I was trying to explain 5 minutes ago. So this is already mitigated, and as such it will be a good area to be a low. So we are playing both sides. Gold can decide to turn around this level, or gold can decide to give us entries up to this level. Okay, so planning is both ways, but at least for the up level or for the buy, it is not hard to get that signal. For the buy, we just have to come and close above this bearish OB, then we get a small retest, then we shall be confident enough to get to 6,000, because eventually gold has to get to 6,000. Whether we like it or not, it has to get to 6,000. And gold getting to 6,000 means DXY broke that level we were talking about. Do you remember that level? Do you remember that level I've talked about in the 1 month time frame for DXY? Do you remember? If it just breaks that level, there is no telling where gold is going to go. There is no telling. Let me repeat this. Once it breaks this level, there is no telling where, because we have a first liquidity point here. First liquidity point. If it breaks that level, it's going to come to this level. So there's a lot of action this year, a lot of it, and the bad month is out of the way for us. Now we are ushering in a good year. A good month. So if DXY closes below for the first time in 20 years, then it will be phenomenal, because gold, it will mean gold it will mean gold will have the perfect opportunity to get to 6,000 and possibly 7,000. So we just have to wait, get those confirmations, and know what way next. Because what would you say? Is this a valid break of market structure? Does it want to break that level right now? Because similarly, if we see price going down, then we have to be there also. If price is going down, we have to be there, my friends. We have to be there. So if price closes below this level, and we see it has done so energetically, we cannot also hesitate. Okay, remember there is a, let me put that there. So I'm using this 1 hour level as my confirmation that we are going down, but I would wish that we have an order block like this, but there is none. So my anticipation is that if we close with a strong body, but no, if we close with a strong body, we could get a retest to this level and get in, and get a chance to get in. But my bias for today, I don't even know what will make me get in this market right now. So my bias for today is this. That is what I'm looking for in these markets. Even on GBPUSD, we have discussed and said GBPUSD has already tapped inside our sweet spot level. Okay. The only confirmation we are waiting for right now, or the only confirmation any person will be waiting for, any serious person, they will be waiting for that confirmation. It's not this highs being taken out, it is this high here. This high. So if this high is taken out, then we could find our way to the top of the mountain. It's not a very easy, it's not a very hard thing. People just complicate things. They're just complicating things which should not be complicated. So the only way we go up or we continue buying is if price comes and retest this area. Otherwise, let me tell you, if price comes and breaks this level with very serious candles, brethren, that trend becomes invalidated immediately. Why? Because a good trade does not invalidate the Fibonacci. It really does that. It might retest, it might break it later. For example, this one came here and retested yesterday, then we have another retest. So if it closes with the body, that trade becomes useless. So we have 10 pips. So 10 pips to confirm to us whether we are going up or down. And similarly, we have 10 pips from this level to this level. Those are 14. If price comes and breaks this level with an energetic candle, then we shall be looking for sales. So that is how we build scenarios. Okay. A good setup is very easy to spot and don't have to struggle with it. The moment you start struggling and overanalyzing, you have to stay away from the market until what you see is clearly evident. But based on the principles of the chart, we have a very clean buy model right now. Okay, my only hesitation is that we are entering February, and sometimes February, those overlaps can cause a lot of problems. But it is not to say I will not take a trade if because this is a lot of liquidity here, a lot of it. And again, we are just going with the move. We are just moving with the move. The major move which was formed on this week, during this week, was a buy move. So now we are getting entries to even buy more. Euro USD beautifully got in and gave us the first 75 pips. So these were the first pips from Euro USD. 75 pips. It has also given us 65 pips. Okay, on the buy side. Now today, if it decides to break this level right now, guess where we are headed? We are going to be headed here. So, my God. Around 143 pips. 143 pips for that day. Closing the month in a year. Closing the month very well and ushering the new month equally well. So it is a win-win scenario. It's a win-win for us. So price has not yet broken this level at all. At all. Let me tell you, it has not broken this level at all. The first day it was retested was, so that is how I put that trade. So the first day it was retested, and I took the low of Monday and the high of Tuesday. Significant levels. So it was first retested on Wednesday. Yesterday it was retested. Now here we are on Friday now. So we are at that point. If the trade is good enough, we shall hold it until the New York close. So this is the move I'm expecting from the market, but it seems that the move may not happen up to next week. Is the week we also have NFP. So at the very best, we have to preserve our money for next week. I'm still around, so I'm thinking whether to go long on this position right now. On Euro USD. So I've gone in, I'm going in. My stop loss is just 5 pips. Well, that's a very small stop loss. Yet I'm anticipating for, well, I'll put it at 10 pips stop loss. Now my take profit, let us see how the market is going to behave. So I'm already in that trade. It's a buy trade. So I am in that GBPUSD trade. Now I will wish for it to get to this level, which is this level 21 point, this less, this high of the week. If it cannot get to the high of the week, at least it gets to, I'm not sure it can get to that level. 85 pips. Can it get there? I have bought the Euro USD on the entry that we have closed above this 15 minutes OB here. So my bias is that we are continuing with the buy. So GBPUSD is yet to break that level. But even for GBPUSD, my general bias is a buy. My general bias is a buy. So my general bias is a buy. And now this is the part where you have to be patient for the market to give us what we want, or for the market to take us out. There's not any other way. This is the only way. So price is still playing at the entry price. When it starts playing those games, guess who is here now for it? But my stop loss is set at how many pips? So London sessions have been completely slow, but we can't complain. Because remember, we are still in the weekly time frame. In the weekly time frame for both euro dollar, pound dollar, USD, in the weekly time frame is if we look clearly, we are still in the we have a weekly candle, a very strong weekly candle. So unless price decides so price came and filled this candle relentlessly. No, this fair value gap completely, and now it is reacting around that area. So that is why we are still on a buy scenario. So I would want to see price, even if it is not going to get to this point, at least it gets to these highs. So the only thing we can do is wait, and let our edge materialize for us. We just wait and let the edge work on itself to give us what we want. So we are anticipating this move, but we want it to be a bigger move, maybe to these levels, or even to these levels, if it so wishes. That's around 100 pips. That is the move for the day. That is the move for the day. If it does not do that, the next step will be breaking these levels very energetically, then proceeding to continue to sell. So I'm not sure whether we are going to close with a full candle close. We just have to wait and see and put our risks where we're not going to be destroyed as we anticipate for, as we wait for this other mount. And the other thing is, if price breaks this level right now, or it does not give me profit within the next 25 minutes, then I should be getting out ruthlessly without even thinking twice. So we got in at 10:01. Or 11:01. It's 11:17. So we wait and see. Because this is a textbook case. Now we can analyze USD a bit. So once 30 minutes are over and this trade has not yet started going into profits, then I will have to pull out my gun and kill it immediately. Because remember, our principle is one: a good trade does not waste your time. Okay? And it is better to find another entry rather than to be caught up in a bad trade which you would have just moved at the first signal. Do you understand me? So US30, I don't have any play here because my bias was a continued sell. But if you look closely here, price has closed below our sweet spot level. That is our area, our fib areas of interest. Price has closed below these levels. So there is a higher possibility that price might be even going further. So 10 more minutes on this trade. Now will I feel bad if this trade eventually goes my way? No. But it seems to be a good trade. But we can never know. We can never know for sure. So we just keep going. We just be patient. You'll never know. Just be patient. So much of the self-talk is me trying to calm myself down and telling myself, this is where you belong. This is where you belong, and you should hold that trade. And even if you feel uncomfortable, you should continue to hold it. So we are in Euro USD. So if Euro USD is serious about going up, first it will give us a higher time frame confirmation of closing above this zone, after which we shall be headed here now. I don't know that it is today, that it is tomorrow, that is Monday. It might be even today. You will never know. It might be today. So we just have to keep now. If my trade goes into profits, then later comes back into losses. At that point, because I'm already in, I usually let my trade continue running. Okay? For example, right now, our GBPUSD trade, we will have to let it continue running because it is currently in profits for me. Small, no, it's at break even. It's at break even. And it seems like it wants to, but if it does not do that, If it continues struggling, if it continues struggling, so there's a lot of struggle on Euro USD, a struggle which has lasted for more than 25 minutes. Okay, but I'm basing my bias on the daily time frame. And the weekly time frame. So if price does not move in the next 4 minutes, I have the mandate and I have the permission to get out. I have the permission to defend myself from a bad trade. Because as we said, in 30 minutes, if the trade has not yet given you what you want, that is a bad trade. And trade needs to be cut out immediately before it destroys your peace of mind. That is a trade which has refused to cooperate, and we are not going to force that trade to cooperate. So I've taken out some positions. Because what you have to understand is that a good trade will not waste your time. A good trade, and this is something I keep on reinforcing to myself every day. A good trade will not waste your time. A good trade will give you what you want immediately, even in less than 5 minutes. But if it gets to 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, then you, my friend, are being prepared for slaughter. You'll be slaughtered and you'll be here to witness it. And it will be very sad to see that you have been slaughtered because of your own ignorance. So 2 more minutes. I give this trade 2 more minutes. If it does not give me what I want in the next 2 minutes, it will have to understand me. It will have to know me by my 3 names. Okay, so 30 minutes is enough time if you're an intraday trader to know if your trade is going to work out. To know if your trade is going to work out. Okay, this is an aggressive risk management technique I employ in all my trading. So I reduce it to 0.04 now. Then I reduce it further. So we shall observe the market from now. I have left a very small lot size. On that trade, a very small lot size. So 30 minutes are over. I've taken out at least 90% of all my positions, my buy position. So you can see this rule has come to save me once again. Once again, it has come to save me. So I have cut out that trade because despite price closing above our OB, it has failed to respect this simple buy movement. So at this point, I would rather be out of the market rather than be in the market, because it is much more prudent and much more responsible to take care of what you have first. As you think of profits, you also take care of what you have. If I don't take care of what I have, how will I get more? If I hesitate to cut out a bad trade, how will I get more trades? Okay? Because one thing I tell you, for you to understand me, is that you must immerse yourself in the market yourself, so that you understand why people lose money and how to cut out those problems. Now, this is an issue I have told you. It took me a long time to understand. Cutting out bad trades. Cutting out bad trades was not my strength. Was not my very big strength. Okay. But after I learned what price likes to do, now I'm able to cap my bad trades well, there are still small losses. Okay, now I give room for my trading to grow exponentially with the good trades. Now I let them run, I let them run, I let them run. But the bad ones, I cut them at the point of contact. Because a good trade is easy to spot, it is easy to get in, and it is easier to manage it. But a trade which you have to wait for almost 3 hours before it gives you profit, preferably you should not be taking that trade. Like now, I have saved myself a lot of pips, because by the time 30 minutes we were around this level. So I've saved myself at least 6 pips. 6 pips every day, that's a lot of pips at the end of the year. Now when I get a good trade, I will do the opposite. If a trade is good, really good, I have to add more lots. Okay? More lots. More lots. So my first anticipation was that price, let me use 1 minute for you to understand. I wanted price to do what price does at this level. Because if it has broken this, it has already gone up this blue line. We just wanted it to retest a bit, then continue higher. But what did price do? Price broke below. So I will be a fool not to get in, not to get out. So from this level, I've gotten out at this level. So these are around 7 pips, going 10 pips, saved. But it would have been better if I would have put my stop loss below there. But still, I'm a good person. I like to give price the time to think about whether it is going to give me profits or not. And I give it 30 minutes. Now, if it is in that minute is not giving me what I want, my God, I have to go away. I have to run away, because that's a danger zone. A danger zone. So you have seen me save almost 10 plus pips on this trade. So to lose only how many pips? To lose only 3 pips as compared to 15 or 18 pips is better, using this simple technique. Once you are in a position and in that minutes it is not moving, it has not even moved, it has not even given you 5 pips. For example, let us look critically at this example here. Just tell me from the bottom of your heart, how many minutes, okay, assuming, so this is our earlier Euro USD trade. This is the trade where we got 75 pips. Now let me clear this Fibonacci for you. Look at this closely here. Now, there's something I want you to learn. Now, on our Euro USD trade, my sell limit was set at 1.1945. That is not even the issue. The point is that it was set at 10.25. 10.25. Are you listening to me? Put some likes if you are listening to me so that I know you are not lost. Are you listening? So, this trade was put on at 10.25, but it started giving us profits at 10.30. It went again, it came and retested again at 10.45. So by 10.45 we were already in profits. By 10.50 we were swimming in profits. Now your only responsibility was to wait and up to this level or up to this high. So it has dropped into a sweet spot zone, but still I will not get in. The only right play here will be to wait for 4:30. I know at 4:30 there is going to be a good move happening. So we just have to be patient and wait for it. Because there's a very huge possibility that price might even go down, might even come here and take these levels out. Okay? And as you can see, this is a very slow weekend. So there is no much action because much of the action is probably during the New York session. During the New York session. So let us see whether it is going to violate this. As I said, I want you to keep in mind that this was the first entry I was anticipating. Now we might have an entry here to buy. This is the entry I'm trying to tell you I'm not going to get in. Okay? I'm not going to get into that trade. Now, if it closes below this level, this sweet spot level, and closes below with a candle, anyone trying to buy this thing right now is going to be forcing himself to lose for nothing. He'll be losing for nothing. So the other entry is at this level. So let us see what the price is going to react off this area. So we have our 5 minutes time frame. Let's put 1. So price is seriously reacting off that area. It's giving me a temptation to get in. I have decided. So we have 10 pips here. It's giving me temptations to get in. There is still opportunity if price closes above, and you can clearly see it has closed above GBPUSD, but you see it has not done the same for Euro USD. I have no idea why this. So I am in, but I'm in with a small lot size. When it starts going my direction, I'm going to now I will decide whether I'm going to add more weight on the trade. The decisions. Alright, I've not yet got in, so don't get in also. Sometimes I forget that a good trade should be clear. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. But this one is moving very slowly. There's no volatility. And mind you, all these good trades seem to come they all seem to come in the New York session, so I'm not very sure why. So no, I will not take this trade. It is not an A setup, and it's moving very slowly. Whatever move is happening right now, or whatever move is going to happen, will be better and faster in the New York session, when I don't want to take this risk. Almost 2 hours now. The only good thing is that and still it's on 30th. So being a 30th, imagine being a 30th and being a Friday. Those two things. When price begins behaving like it has no direction, maybe I'm going to engage it during the New York session. So you just watch out. There's no need of getting. Remember, it is on a Friday. That's the first thing, and it's on that year. That's the second thing. And we will not say that the trade itself is a bad trade. The trade itself is not a very bad trade. It's only that we don't have the volatility we would want. So I got in, but I did not get. I got out, but I never got in again. A slow, dead market. A market which has refused to respond. A market this is our market for today. Slow. We came in during the kill zone hours. The kill zone hours are almost over. We got out at a small loss. And up to now, price has not given us any profits. Now, would you as a trader go in, even if it was you, will you go in right now? Because we have to ask ourselves that question. 2 hours in, price has not yet given us profits. I got out after the first 30 minutes because I could not wait for. Okay, price has gone 1 hour now without giving us profit. So you tell me. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me. It's a bad trade. Very bad trade. A good trade should never, ever, 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 ever waste your time. It is 12, or rather, we are now 1 hour past the kill zone. As you can see, we are 1 hour past our no, we are 2 hours past. We are 2 hours past already. 2 hours, not 1. 2 hours. So we are 2 hours past. Price has refused to obey. And in fact, right now, what price is doing the unthinkable. Price is falling. So do you think my decision of getting out was okay? Or do you think it was hurried? For me, I think the decision was very, very in line with my trading plan. There is no need of getting into a trade which is going to take away your peace of mind. Never, ever, 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 ever. So either the trade is giving you profits or it has not given you profits within that minute. If not, you get out. You wait for a better entry. Okay? And I'm suspecting the reason for this is that the move will be formed during the news time. The news time. So we are on a sale now, a serious sale. It's a good thing I never engaged this market again. So I got in that trade during the exact kill zone hour. So we came in at 9 a.m. and then we got into a trade at 10 a.m. but the trade in that minute had not given us profits. So the only logical thing to do during that time, the only thing which protects our money is our effectiveness in getting out. So we have gotten out extremely very, 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 very fast. So whatever direction the market is going to take from this point onwards, we are just observers. Observers observing. But as I end this live session, there's something I want to do for myself. There's something I want to do like that. So we shall start with GBPUSD. We shall set alerts because we don't want to be in the markets for the whole day. By the way, my alerts finally responded. So we are going to set alerts. So this is 377 60. It's not yet set. So 766. So we have created a price alert. At that level. When price gets to that level, it will break below. It will break through. And when it breaks through, it will give us an entry. So USDT, I'm not even looking at USDT right now. Let me also set an alert for around 1940. So when price gets to my alert levels, I'm going to be informed. So when price gets to this level, it is going to send me a message. So that now I don't have to be in the markets the whole day. Okay. So those two price alerts are what I'm going to keep hold of for today, and if they are not broken, maybe we check for sell opportunities from next week. So thank you for your time. Let's meet during the New York session.